Sisters of the Storm. Chapter 1, The Calm Before. In the quiet town of Hockley lived two sisters, Leanne and Sarah. They were as different as the sun and moon, yet inseparable. Leanne, the elder, was calm and composed, a beacon of responsibility with her long, dark hair always tied neatly behind her. Sarah, a year younger, was a whirlwind of energy with fiery red curls that reflected her spirited nature. Their parents, Jacob and Ava, ran the town's only bakery, Hockley Muffin Magic. The bakery was the heart of Hockley, filling the streets with the delightful aroma of freshly baked bread and pastries. It was a place where the townsfolk gathered to share stories and savor the simple pleasures of life. Leanne, with her keen sense of duty, often helped her parents manage the business. Sarah, on the other hand, was the town's dreamer, always lost in her books or exploring the woods for hidden treasures. Despite their differences, the sisters shared a bond that seemed unbreakable. They spent their evenings together in their cozy attic room, whispering secrets and weaving dreams under the light of a single, flickering candle. Leanne would often read to Sarah from her favorite books, while Sarah painted vivid pictures of far-off lands and adventures on the walls with her words. As the years passed, the sisters grew closer, their bond strengthened by the challenges they faced together. When a harsh winter struck Hockley, the bakery became a sanctuary for the townsfolk, and the sisters worked tirelessly alongside their parents to provide warmth and sustenance. The townspeople marveled at their dedication and unity, often remarking that the sisters were the heart and soul of the bakery. Chapter 2, Seeds of Discontent. As the sisters grew older, their paths began to diverge. Leanne's sense of duty deepened, and she took on more responsibilities at the bakery. She meticulously learned every recipe, mastered the art of dough kneading, and perfected the delicate balance of flavors that made their pastries irresistible. Her days were filled with the rhythm of the bakery, the hum of the oven, and the laughter of satisfied customers. Sarah's wanderlust also grew, and she spent more time away from home, often disappearing for days on end, chasing after stories and dreams. She would return with tales of hidden groves, sparkling streams, and mysterious ruins in the woods. Her eyes would light up with excitement as she described her adventures, but Leanne would only half listen, her mind occupied with the endless tasks at the bakery. Tensions began to rise when their parents announced their intention to retire and pass the bakery to Leanne. Jacob and Ava had always admired Leanne's dedication and believed she was the natural choice to take over the family business. They saw in her the same passion and meticulous care that had made the bakery a success. Sarah felt slighted, believing she had been overlooked and undervalued. She had always assumed that the bakery would be a shared legacy, a symbol of their unity. The decision to hand it solely to Leanne felt like a betrayal. The sisters, once inseparable, began to drift apart. Their conversations grew strained, and their once cozy attic room became a place of tension and silence. Chapter 3, The Storm Breaks. One fateful day, a mysterious stranger arrived in Hockley. Jimmy, a charming and enigmatic traveler, captivated the town with tales of distant lands and adventures. With his rugged looks, piercing blue eyes, and a roguish smile, he quickly became the talk of the town. Sarah was immediately drawn to him, seeing in Jimmy the embodiment of her dreams. He was everything she had ever imagined, a living, breathing storybook hero. Jimmy's arrival stirred something deep within Sarah. She felt an irresistible pull towards him, a longing for the freedom and excitement he represented. She spent every waking moment with him, eagerly listening to his stories and planning their future adventures. Jimmy, with his silver tongue and magnetic charm, promised her the world. Leanne, however, was wary of the stranger. She sensed an air of danger around him, an unsettling feeling that she couldn't shake. She watched from the bakery window as Sarah and Jimmy laughed together in the town square, her heart heavy with worry. She tried to warn Sarah to make her see reason, but her sister was too infatuated to listen. Sarah's fascination with Jimmy drove a deeper wedge between the sisters. She began to neglect her duties at the bakery, spending all her time with him. Leanne, feeling abandoned and betrayed, took on the extra work with a heavy heart. The bakery, once a place of joy and togetherness, became a source of resentment and division. The tension reached its peak when Sarah announced her plan to leave Hockley with Jimmy, to seek out the adventures she had always yearned for. Leanne was devastated. She couldn't bear the thought of losing her sister, and the prospect of running the bakery alone filled her with dread. Their argument was fierce, filled with accusations and hurtful words. In a fit of anger, Sarah left, vowing never to return. Chapter 4: The Turning Point. Months passed with no word from Sarah. The bakery thrived under Leanne's care, but her heart was heavy with worry and regret. Every night, she looked out at the forest, hoping to see her sister return. The once vibrant town of Hockley felt emptier without Sarah's laughter and stories. Leanne threw herself into her work, trying to fill the void left by her sister's absence. She experimented with new recipes, introduced special events at the bakery, and built stronger connections with the townsfolk. The bakery became more successful than ever, but the joy of her achievements was always tinged with sadness. One stormy evening, as the wind howled and rain lashed against the windows, a bedraggled figure appeared at the bakery door. It was Sarah, alone, her spirit broken and her dreams shattered. Jimmy had turned out to be a con artist, leaving her stranded and penniless in a distant town. She had wandered for weeks, trying to find her way back to Hockley, her only solace being the thought of her sister. Leanne rushed to her sister's side, all past grievances forgotten. She embraced Sarah, holding her tight as if afraid she might disappear again. The warmth of Leanne's embrace melted away the coldness that had settled in Sarah's heart. She broke down, tears mingling with the rain, and apologized for her recklessness and the pain she had caused. Chapter 5: Rebuilding. The sisters worked together to restore their relationship and the bakery. Sarah, now more grounded, brought her creativity and new ideas to the business. She introduced a new line of pastries inspired by her travels, each one telling a story. The Wanderer's Delight became a town favorite, its unique blend of flavors reflecting the spirit of adventure. Leanne, relieved to have her sister back, learned to share the responsibilities and burdens. She saw the value in Sarah's creativity and began to appreciate the balance it brought to the bakery. Together, they transformed Hockley Muffin Magic into a thriving community hub, a place where their different strengths complemented each other. The bakery's success grew, and so did the sisters' bond. They spent their evenings together again, just like old times, but now their conversations were deeper, filled with mutual respect and understanding. They talked about their dreams and fears, their hopes for the future, and the lessons they had learned. Chapter 6: A New Dawn. As the seasons changed, so did the sisters. Leanne found herself softening, letting go of her rigid sense of duty and embracing the joy of spontaneity. She started taking breaks, exploring the woods with Sarah, and even began painting, a hobby she had long abandoned. Sarah, on the other hand, became more responsible, learning the intricacies of running the bakery and sharing in Leanne's workload. Their parents, Jacob and Ava, watched with pride as their daughters grew closer. They saw in Leanne and Sarah the perfect blend of stability and creativity, a partnership that would ensure the bakery's legacy for years to come. They decided to take a long overdue vacation, confident that the bakery was in good hands. One day, While cleaning the attic, Leanne and Sarah found an old, dusty journal. It belonged to their grandmother, who had started the bakery many years ago. The journal was filled with recipes, stories, and handwritten notes about the challenges and triumphs she had faced. Reading it together, the sisters felt a deep connection to their heritage and a renewed sense of purpose. Inspired by their grandmother's legacy, Leanne and Sarah decided to expand the bakery. They renovated the space, adding a cozy reading nook filled with books and a small gallery to display local art. They started hosting weekly storytelling nights, where Sarah would share her adventures, and Leanne would read from their grandmother's journal. The townspeople embraced the changes, and the bakery became a vibrant cultural center. Artists, writers, and dreamers from nearby towns began to visit, drawn by the warmth and creativity that radiated from Hockley muffin magic. The sisters' partnership flourished, and their bond grew stronger with each passing day. Chapter 7: Trials and Triumphs. As their success grew, so did the challenges. The bakery's newfound popularity brought with it increased competition. A new bakery, the Golden Crust, opened in the neighboring town, attracting customers with its sleek design and innovative offerings. The sisters felt the pressure to keep up and innovate. Leanne, ever the pragmatist, suggested expanding their menu and increasing production. Sarah, however, believed in staying true to their roots and focusing on quality over quantity. Their differing opinions led to heated debates, and old wounds began to resurface. One particularly tense evening, they had a fierce argument. Leanne accused Sarah of being impractical and irresponsible, while Sarah accused Leanne of being rigid and stifling her creativity. The argument left them both emotionally drained and questioning their partnership. That night, as they lay in their attic room, the silence was deafening. Both sisters realized that their love for each other was being overshadowed by their fear of failure. They knew they needed to find a balance, a way to merge their strengths without compromising their values. The next morning, they sat down together and talked honestly about their fears and dreams. Leanne admitted her anxiety about losing the bakery, while Sarah expressed her frustration at feeling constrained. They decided to seek advice from their parents, who had successfully navigated the challenges of running a family business. Jacob and Ava listened patiently, then shared their wisdom. They reminded the sisters that the bakery's success was built on love, trust, and a shared vision. They encouraged Leanne and Sarah to combine their talents and find innovative solutions that honored their heritage while embracing the future. Taking their parents' advice to heart, the sisters devised a new plan. They would launch a seasonal specialties program featuring limited edition pastries inspired by different cultures and traditions. Sarah's creativity would shine through the unique flavors, while Leanne's organizational skills would ensure smooth operations. The program was a resounding success. Customers eagerly awaited the seasonal releases, and the bakery regained its competitive edge. The sisters worked tirelessly, but their efforts were rewarded with increased sales and a renewed sense of purpose. Chapter 8: The Unexpected Guest. One crisp autumn day, as the leaves turned golden and the air grew chilly, a familiar figure walked into the bakery. It was Jimmy, the charming traveler who had once captivated Sarah's heart and nearly torn the sisters apart. He looked different now, older, wearier, and with a humble demeanor. Sarah felt a mix of emotions: anger, betrayal, and a lingering sense of curiosity. She approached him cautiously, unsure of his intentions. Jimmy apologized for his past actions, explaining that he had fallen on hard times and had come to seek forgiveness. He confessed that leaving Sarah had been the biggest mistake of his life. Leanne watched the exchange with a protective eye. She could see the conflict in Sarah's face and felt a surge of anger towards Jimmy. But she also knew that holding on to past grudges would only hinder their progress. Sarah, after a moment of contemplation, decided to hear Jimmy out. They sat in a quiet corner of the bakery, and Jimmy shared his story. He had been deceived by a business partner, lost everything, and had been wandering aimlessly ever since. Seeing Sarah and the bakery's success had made him realize the gravity of his mistakes. Moved by his sincerity, Sarah decided to forgive him. She offered him a chance to start anew, but with clear boundaries and conditions. Jimmy, humbled and grateful, accepted her offer. He began working at the bakery, taking on menial tasks and proving his commitment to redemption. Leanne was initially skeptical, but over time, she saw the positive change in Jimmy. He worked diligently and respectfully, slowly earning back the trust of the sisters and the townsfolk. His presence brought an unexpected dynamic to the bakery, but it also served as a reminder of the importance of forgiveness and second chances. Chapter 9: A Shared Legacy. As the years passed, Hockley muffin magic continued to flourish. The bakery became a symbol of unity, resilience, and the power of sisterhood. Leanne and Sarah, having weathered many storms together, now stood stronger than ever. Their bond, once strained by differences and misunderstandings, had transformed into a deep and unbreakable connection. They had learned to appreciate and respect each other's strengths, and their partnership was a testament to the power of love and forgiveness. Jimmy, now an integral part of the bakery, had found his own sense of purpose and redemption. He had become a trusted friend and confidant to the sisters, contributing his own skills and experiences to the business. The bakery's success allowed the sisters to give back to the community that had supported them through thick and thin. They started a scholarship program for local students, funded cultural events, and provided free meals to those in need. The bakery became more than just a place of business, it was a pillar of the community. Epilogue: The Heart of Hockley. Years later, the people of Hockley would often speak of the two sisters who had weathered the storm and come out stronger. Leanne and Sarah, once divided by their differences, had learned to embrace them, forging a bond that was truly unbreakable. As they stood together in their bustling bakery, watching the townspeople laugh and enjoy their creations, the sisters knew that their journey, though fraught with challenges, had led them to a place of understanding, love, and enduring sisterhood. The attic room, once a place of tension, had become a sanctuary of memories. The walls were adorned with paintings, photographs, and mementos from their adventures. The flickering candle, a symbol of their shared dreams, continued to burn brightly. Leanne and Sarah knew that their story was far from over. They had faced their fears, embraced their strengths, and built a legacy that would endure for generations. And as they looked towards the future, they knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together, as sisters and partners, bound by love and a shared vision. The heart of Hockley beat strong, fueled by the spirit of Hockley muffin magic and the enduring bond of two sisters who had weathered the storm. Please subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks.